Hello YouTube, this is Townsend Films here, Ken, with another video. Today I thought I would review the slasher flicks that I have in my collection, and because I'm a big fan of slasher flicks, and I'm going to start off with the classics, and all the ones that are from 50s, 60s, till about 89, or something like that. So some of these I'm not going to talk about because I'm going to be reviewing them in my series and sequels videos. So I'll just pull them out and show you, but then I'm not going to talk extensively about them because some of them you already probably know. So I'm going to start off with, and these are the classics, probably my all-time favorite slasher film, Bloody Valentine. This is the new Lionsgate Special Edition, and if you don't know, this movie is about a town where there was an accident in a mine shaft, and all the workers got killed, except for this one guy, and then he got sent to a mental hospital, came back a year later, killed the chief supervisors who didn't really protect them or something, and then disappears, and then 19 or 20 years later he comes back and does a killing spree. This is the original one. A lot of people have asked, what's your opinion on the remake, and I really don't want to I haven't seen it yet, nor do I plan to. I mean, you got the editor of the Scream trilogy and directing it with the other guy from Supernatural as the lead. I was just, okay, done. But this one I highly recommend, and it's great fun, and they finally put it uncut on DVD. It's got some nice special features compared to the old Paramount one, but I highly recommend picking this up. The next one, it's kind of hard to choose, but probably my second favorite, my second favorite one is The Burning, and I got this a while ago, because 2009 now, the DVD finally came out in 2007, after years of bootlegs and imports and stuff like that, which I'm really happy, and the transfer looks really, really good. Got some decent extras on there, and of course the Tom Savini gore of the 80s, and this one's about a guy who, it's usually a guy, but it's about a guy who is a caretaker at a camp, and then he's mean to these kids, so they want to get back at him, and they accidentally end up setting him on fire, and he comes back to the camp 5 years later, all scarred up and everything, and just starts killing people to get vengeance on the camp. And but it's really good. I believe that's the uncut version. I know it says, I'm pretty sure it says on here, yeah, it doesn't say uncut, but it says R, but I know it's the uncut version because there's way more than usual. So, and next one I'm going to talk about is the classic with Joe Spinell, Maniac. Now, I heard a lot about this movie before I bought it. The first time I watched it, I wasn't terribly impressed. I thought it was actually kind of tacky, or no, tacky's not the right word, but a little bit boring and kind of overrated. But then I watched it a few times after, and it's another one of those movies where I just, I definitely highly recommend this. If not for the great gore effects, but also the Joe Spinell's performance in that movie is just phenomenal. So check out Maniac. I always try to get to be able to see the cover, because then so maybe somebody who hasn't seen them or whatever knows what they look like. And here's one that some people may know about, but I haven't seen a lot of it on slasher or horror DVD videos. And that's Joe Zito's The Prowler. And Joe Zito directed part 4, I think, of Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. And this is what got him that job. And it's basically another, like what My Bloody Valentine, a murder is committed, and then so and so years later, the murder started up again. But I really like this. I didn't like the music as much as I thought I would. But it's still worth a try. It's got Farley Granger from Strangers on a Train, if you're a Hitchcock fan. It's got Lawrence Tierney's in it for a little bit. That's pretty much all the notable names, and it's completely uncut and uncensored. Great Tom Savini gore effects, like by far some of his best. So check that one out. Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to talk about this one. Halloween, of course, classic, belongs in every horror movie collection, and Friday the 13th. So, the classics, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Terror Train, and this one I am going to talk about. Sorry, I'm a little sick, but I want to do a video, so, I always lose my train of thought in these things. Terror Train is the movie that Jamie Lee Curtis did after Prom Night, I believe, or like shortly then after, or before, or something. But it's one of those ones that she did while she was still a Scream Queen, and, yeah, it's really a great fun slasher movie. It's not nearly as gory as, say, The Burning or My Bloody Valentine or The Prowler. It's much more about suspense. And sometimes that's what I like in a horror movie, is if they have good suspense. Now, you American guys who are maybe going like, what the fuck with the... This is the Canadian version, because I live in Canada. And it's put out by TVA Films. And that's a Canadian DVD company. And over here, they put out the Black Christmas remake and Slither and stuff like that. But I actually like this cover. It's not really a bad cover. You can see the back spine. I like it. It looks really cool. But yeah, I'd recommend checking that one out. Now the next one is like I said, it is a classic. But I'm not going to talk about it right now because it's another series and sequels thing. And that's the original Psycho. The remake, in my opinion, licks fat monkey balls that are all furry. Like, I just didn't like it. A lot of people say, oh, it's like one of the best remakes ever made, and no, it's not. I just did not like it whatsoever. So those were the classics. I'm probably going to do a part 2 of this. Also known as kind of the next generation, where I review some of the more recent slash movies that have come out that I own, of course. I don't think that video is gonna be that long. But yeah, all these I recommend it at one little thing, but at the same time, it's some of them is just, oh come on, who are you trying to fool? But so thank you guys for watching. Please rate, please subscribe. I want to give a shout out to Another Cafe Java. Movie Was One, Dillo Dill and Deal, and all my subscribers. I want to thank you guys. So, signing out.